G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in over on the west side of the map playing as the Red Rus, we've got Marine Lord. And on the opposite side of the map playing as the Blue Holy Roman Empire, we've got Puppy Paw. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game one of the semi-finals of the Road to Red Bull Wallalol Legacy. This is Kawasan. And we've got an interesting spawn for you guys here today. A bit of an opposite, or rather, instead of an opposite spawn, sometimes you do see players spawn up on this northern side, and it gives them sort of very clean access to this north pond. Here we've got two players that have spawned almost immediately adjacent to this south pond, so we may have early aggression looking to start off down on that pond. Now, already we can see Marine Lord not going to be opening up with any kind of hunting cabin, something that you do normally see with the Rus. Not going to be happening today. So we'll wait and see exactly how he looks to play it. He did go for a second scout here. So it's obviously that playing as the Rus, you want to try and pick up as much Gaia as you can in the early game. A second scout going to help you out a lot with that. We can actually see up towards this position, Puppy Paw. Only going with the single scout for the moment. So just going to stick it with the villagers. Keep on trucking with those villagers. And we do see the dock coming up for him is already got that first dock and second dock now coming up. It's going to be Marine Lord. So both of these guys going for docks in the same ponds. I'm curious whether we see any double dock action in this game, and whether we see a potential second dock on this top side. We haven't seen any real feudal age or any real dark age booming happening, but I'm curious whether it does in this game. Neither of these civilizations really have anything that promotes dark age fighting, with the exception of the prelate. We did see some interesting dark age prelate spam coming out in a game last week. Unlikely that we'll see it this week. It wasn't the most effective of openings, unfortunately. But now Marine Lord going to be looking to increase his economy as he begins training fishing boats down on this southern pond. Neither of these two guys are going to know exactly where they've expanded to. But I'm sure both of them can assume exactly where they've gone to. And it's going to be all hands on deck for the early game. Now, I'm curious whether we're going to start seeing outposts get thrown down. Now, for anybody who hasn't seen this map before, Kawasan, this is one of the new maps that has been introduced in Age of Empires 4 in the Road to Red Bull Wallalol. It was originally an Age of Empires 2 map, and it is known, or infamous rather, just for its high action games. It's something that you very typically will see a lot of action on, and now Marine Lord going to be spotting out the fishing boats of Puppy Paw and vice versa, so they know that they are on the same pond right now. But yeah, this map is very popular when it came to the Red Bull Wallalols in Age of Empires 2. It was pretty much the opening map that players would play in those events, and as a result, it's made its way over here in the Road to Red Bull Wallalol. Obviously, people preparing for Road to Red, or for the big bad Red Wolf, the big bad Red Bull Wallalol that is going to be coming in October this year. So make sure you keep an eye out for that one. We'll tune in with Puppy Paw, though, and see how he's doing as he continues just training fishing boats at the moment. He's only gone for 3. And I think this is very interesting, quite a telling assessment of how he suspects the game is going to go. 3 fishing boats is going to be more than enough, or just enough to keep in this dock. Now, he can commit to a second dock, and I'm a big fan of that. I like the idea of going into 6 fishing boats and then dropping that second dock down. But not going to be the case here for Puppy Paw. He's going to be careful not to lose that scout. Indeed, he will be losing that scout. He's going to be completely blind, and that is a big pain for Puppy Paw. 8 villagers. Take a look at this. We're going to have an Archon Chapel going down. Indeed, we do. An Archon Chapel coming down right next to the town center. Nice little spot that he's got here. Gets the gold, gets the wood, gets all of the TC. Doesn't, unfortunately, get the berries, but hey, you can't win them all. And now that scout of his enemy going to be turning its attention towards the dock. So things already not looking the best for Puppy Paw. This is, look, realistically, when it comes to the civilizations, though, the matchup, this is a bit of a civ win for him. The Rus aren't as good as they used to be on water. They used to be incredible, but unfortunately not as good as they are, or as they used to be. I'm curious exactly how Marine Lord looks to play this and whether he actually looks to do some conversions here. I think it could be quite a powerful move for him to do. The age up comes through now. He's got 140 gold in the bank. So ideally what he would be looking to do is train a lodger attack ship and at the same time convert all the fishing boats over into attack ships as well. And then try and take his enemy off water in one foul swoop. Whether he can actually do that though, that's going to be a different question. All right, well, Archon Chapel now complete. 8 villagers on that bad boy. I love that he's aging up at 4 minutes 40 with a fishing start. Absolutely absurd. And immediately the galley begins coming out, and this is really what you wanted to deny for Marine Lord. You can see how slow it is that he's aging up only 4 villagers on the landmark. Definitely going to be quite slow here. So he's unfortunately not going to be able to do any transformations, any what's it called? Conversions, rather. Because once that galley comes out, it's going to force the fishing boats back. It's also going to force the scouts back. You'll watch and see right now as Puppy Paw begins to unload. I'm loving this opening from Puppy Paw, though. It makes a lot of sense. The way that he went for that super quick age up and then straight into the galley. Galley, one of the best boats that there are in the feudal age. Arguably the best one. Probably even better than the Hulk, just simply because it's got that extra speed, mobility, and it matches up quite well against it. Gets the snipe on the scout. Very, very cheeky right there. Nice little attempts, and you can see him trying to bounce back and forward between these two targets. The first target obviously being the scout, the second target being the fishing boats, and now a second dock going to be coming down. Looks like at this point in time, the galley going to be split. He's trying his best to get this fishing boat up towards the north before, but unfortunately the galley looks like it might be able to spot the villager. Villager going to have to be forced away, and Marine Lord does reach the feudal age. Let's take a look and see what he goes for here. It's going to be a lodger attack ship. Does he look to do some transforms, though? Conversions. It doesn't seem like it is the case. Doesn't have enough resources for it either. Really struggling when it comes to the economy. Now going to be looking to go up towards the north. He's going to be diversifying his interests up here and immediately jumps inside that inside that dock. The hard part for him in this position is trying to defend against this galley, because the galley is going to be very effective on the defense here. And Puppy Paw going to be thinking about going up to the castle age already. We can see when you look at his macro, he's halfway up on the gold. Not really that close when it comes to the food, but hey, his fishing boats will get there eventually. And now that attack ship just going to be completely eaten alive. Look at the damage that it cannot sustain coming through now, and Marine Lord very quickly realizing, oh, I shouldn't have picked Rus here. They're just not as good. Well, I think the Rus can be good if you do something similar to what Puppy Paw did. Puppy Paw just went straight for a race to the age up and was very effective, but Marine Lord just going to be throwing away a couple of attack ships by the look of it, trying his best to seal out, to seal the fates of a couple of fishing boats. Not going to have a lot of luck. And going to be forcing more units to come out here. At the same time, Puppy Paw discovers in the north that there is a new attack position, or a new attack point that needs to be stressed. And now more attack ships going to be going down. So, I mean, realistically at this point, Marine Lord just continuing to funnel resources into units that are just dying. And this is not a good thing. It might look like a good thing. You might think, oh yeah, he's keeping Puppy Paw busy. Well, what's Puppy Paw doing behind this? He's going to castle. And the quicker that you get to castle, well, the sooner your problems are. And now attack ship managing to find out that position, doing a nice little patrol down here. I would suspect he might even have a triangular patrol in there. But now it looks like, for the most part, the galleys have secured up this position on the south. And this is the consequence of not having that fast age up. That's what makes the difference here. It's that the difference is that big, quick, fast age up. And unfortunately for Marine Lord, I mean, he didn't have 8 villagers on his Golden Gate. Puppy Paw was miles ahead of him and very capable of just taking him out with the galleys. Galleys incredibly effective in this matchup. Outmatch the attack ships, and Puppy Paw going to be sailing up to the castle age. 8 minutes and 10 seconds, the age up comes down. It's going to be that Regnitz Cathedral right at the front of his base. We'll take a look at where the relics are. Now, keep in mind the Regnitz Cathedral has been changed. It was changed a couple of months ago, but just to reiterate, the way the Regnitz used to work is you used to be able to store 3 relics inside it, and those relics would give you 300 gold each. And then they changed it so that it was only 2 relics, but they would still give you 300 gold each. So now they've changed it so that the Regnitz Cathedral can hold 3 relics, but no matter where those relics are on the map, if they're in outposts, if they're in keeps, if they're in docks, they will still give you a 200% or 200 gold a minute bonus. So it essentially means if you've got 5 relics, you've got 1,000 gold a minute. So not a bad little bonus. What that does is it frees you up to use your relics in other ways. You don't have to have them sitting in your monastery, in your Regnitz Cathedral. You're actually able to go and use that civilization bonus, which enables you to have a little bit longer range on your, sprinkled emplacements, on your keep cannons, all those sorts of things. And now Puppy Paw doing a little bit of a run over the top. Oh, never mind. He's going for the deep relic. I do like this play. Puppy Paw moving out across the map. We hear him just picking up relics absolutely everywhere. Let's see if we can find where they all are. One in the middle. He's going to be finding a knight. Unfortunately, oh my lord, that was close. That was close. I thought that that final hit was not going to be needed, but it turns out it was. So now more relics coming in. He's got 1, 2 relics on this west side. Relic up to the north. Relic coming in over on the east. Just absolutely going ham. Puppy Paw now needs to drop that Walla off. The charge going to be coming through. Prelate going to be trying its best. Manages to delay the attack a little bit further. Unfortunately, I mean, realistically at this point, should you just drop the relic and run for it? I feel like that's the way that you should play it. I know prelates are quick, but I don't know if they're quick enough to outrun knights, unfortunately. So, a quick assessment. How are we doing? How is everything going? Well, Southern Pond controlled by Puppy Paw. Well and truly. 8 fishing boats in here. More than enough to maintain control or maintain a sufficient economic advantage down here. Up towards the north, a little bit of a contest going up on this northern pond. 4 fishing boats out, so the equivalent of 8 fishing boats. Knights now coming out for Puppy Paw. Marine Lord still sitting in age 2. Things not looking the best for him. He's yet to add a second TC. Obviously not in age 3. He's now going to be sticking to age 2 and going ham on barracks. Very curious decision. This is looking worse and worse for Marine Lord. He's losing out on the relics. Things just not going well. Villager has been found out here, but it looks like the villager might go down before the night, unless he does a nice little runaround. He does indeed do the runaround. Let's see if he can get the swings off. Unfortunately, going to be losing his life. It's a decent trade, a 1-for-1. I think as Marine Lord, you'd be happy with that, getting the villager, because that villager was up to no good. You guys know how those villagers are. And more knights coming to run in. We can see 1 relic in the bag at the moment for him. 2nd relic on the way in. He's probably dropped the relics. Indeed, he has the 3rd one in the dock. We'll check and see up on that north side. He never got that relic down in the dock up there. So he's got 3 relics in the bag. You hate to see it right before it gets thrown in. But he's sitting on 4 relics, which is insane. 4 relics for Marine Lord, or for Puppy Paw, is pretty much good game. At this point, you know, we often talk about that percentage meter. At this point, the way that Puppy Paw has played this leads me to believe that this game is 98% over, with Puppy Paw being the victor. I am calling good game right now. Nice little raid coming in with some horsemen over on the woodline as well. What has Marine Lord got going for him? Realistically, he's got the fishing economy up towards the north. That's about it. Nothing else, because that's really cancelled out by Puppy Paw's fishing economy. Then Puppy Paw's got age 3. Puppy Paw's got 4 relics that are insanely strong. Spearman gonna get picked off. Knight's doing a decent job. A skewer does come out, but unfortunately, there's so many damn knights. He's got more knights than Spearman of his enemy. Things are not looking good right now for Marine Lord. A couple of units did go down on that woodline. He looks to try and hold on a bit longer. You can see that the raid attempts coming through. Lance is going to be coming back, or Knight's going to be coming back. Big charges, but unfortunately, he's sitting on top of the production, and it's going to mean that the Knights, or the Spearmen, are coming out one by one, and will get picked off, and now Horsemen running in underneath the town center. There's more villagers back up on the gold mine that he could look to try and take out. Puppy Paw all over him at this point in time. Look at the damage that is coming out right now. Puppy Paw looking like an absolute god in this game, going up against one of the world's best players, and in the first game in this series, looking to take out who would undoubtedly be the favorite, Puppy Paw. Incredible play at this point. Holy Roman Empire. Definitely quite holy, definitely quite Roman, and definitely quite the empire of this game. But up towards the north, it looks like that 5th and final relic going to get picked up now. Now, don't be one of those people... Do not be one of those people who are like, oh, the enemy aged up before me, and they took 5 relics. I'm still going to go for the Abbey of Trinity. Or Trinity? Abbey of the Trinity? Abbey of the Kings? You guys know the landmark I'm talking about. Don't be that guy. Don't look to take that one. Sacred Site up towards the north. Just a consequence of the positioning here. And the knight actually does get taken out. Now the scout also going to be targeted. Prelate down on 37 health. Beautiful play here by Puppy Paw. Just every single position where Marine Lord looked to do something, Puppy Paw came in hard. And you know what it all goes back to? It all goes back to this bad boy right here. This Archon Chapel coming up at 4 minutes 40. I couldn't believe it. That is the ultimate water opening. That is incredible how quickly he did that. 4 minutes 40 age up with, I think he had 4 fishing boats. We saw that it was 3 initially, but I think he added a 4th one in the transition. He's up at 8 minutes. The Holy Roman Empire may just be the Giga Chads on this map. Knight did eventually pick up the fifth prelate, or the 5th relic carrying prelate. You can see he's got 3 in the bag here. Another 4th one here, so that's 4. 5th relic was on the way back in. Knight's coming through. Nice little spearman push as well. Puppy Paw yet to add in any infantry at this point. Going to be picking up Bloomery. He's got the prelate out looking to heal. It's not going to be enough. And now turning his attention towards the woodline. Marine Lord at the same time towards his base is just losing villagers under the town center. He's going to have to fall back, but unfortunately, there's not space for all of these guys anymore. There used to be space. Marine Lord with a few villagers in queue at the moment. He's a man who likes to make villages, and understandably, you can 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 750 resources worth of villagers. That's a lot of resources right now. Marine Lord trying to cover for his poor macro. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to cover all the losses that he is sustaining right now. Villager count 45 compared to 49 for Puppy Paw. Do not discount the fact he's also got those relics that are going to be just triggering such an insane gold income for him. He's trying his best to keep it down, but you can see he's just flooding it out. Spearman doing a decent job. A good game does get called. Puppy Paw going to be your victor in the first game. We're going to be diving into the second game, fellas, this weekend. EGC TV. Check out the Road to Red Bull Wallalol at 15 GMT Saturday and Sunday. I'll be casting there. Check it out.